Okay, today is October the 15th of 2022, and we're here today with Blair Shaffer. He's running for county commissioner in Potter County, place 2. Blair, welcome.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Let's tell the voters a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into why you're running for county commissioner.
Sure thing. I was born and raised here in Amarillo. Went to Hamlet, Horseman, and then Paladuro. After graduating from Paladuro, I did 4 years in the U.S. Navy. I was a cryptologic technician stationed on board the USS Chosen from 1990 to 94. Once I got out of the U.S. Navy, I was a sergeant out at the Clements Unit. I was out there for 12 and a half years. Once I left the Clements Unit, I became a fireman here in Amarillo. Been a fireman for 16 years now. And then me and my wife, Blanca, we own 3 businesses here in town.
So what businesses do you own?
We own Polk Street Nutrition, which is a smoothie type shop. We own Shaffer Farm, which is a CSA program for a market garden. And then we own Jericho on 66, which is a travel business in a ghost town that we have.
Fascinating. So what's a cryptologic technician?
Basically, we sent encrypted messages, both voice and typed messages. And there's usually more tactical or time-sensitive messages, a little bit higher level of intelligence that we would be sending from ship to ship or ship to shore sites.
So you made all that work?
Yes, made all that work.
Sounds like you'd kind of have to be pretty smart to do that.
That and just being able to, we had linguists that worked with us. We had other data collection personnel that worked with us, and just getting everything in that fast-paced environment, sorting out what was needed to be relayed and relaying that information in a very timely manner.
So you work for the fire department, and you're also a businessman.
Yes, sir.
What made you want to become a county commissioner?
Well, I've always been in service my whole life, whether it's been in the military, working at the prison, my businesses are even service related. And getting up there in a little bit of age, so still got a couple more years where I'll be with the fire department, but it's time to look in different ways that I could start serving my community. And then also the seat that I'm running for has been Democratic held for at least 36 years. And it's just time for change over there on that side of town.
Yeah, I think most of those people over there are much more conservative than people give them credit for.
Yes. I've been finding that as I've been going door to door, door knocking. There's a lot of support out there. They just don't know. They've never had choices before.
So it's a matter of informing the voter
Yes.
that you exist.
Yes, very much so.
So that's so why did you choose county commissioner?
It's at a level that I think I can do very good at. I'm very community oriented. I live in that area, of course. As commissioner, you have to live in that area. But I've lived in that area for over 10 years now. I've worked in that area almost all 16 years because as a fireman, that was the area that I started at, and I've spent most of my time over there on the east side of town. And I'm in those people's houses day in, day out lots of times. And same way with my businesses, the community's coming into my businesses. And I just think I have a feeling of what most people want. I'm open to hearing what they have to say and really listening to each individual on what their thoughts are.
So what do you think at the county level most of the people are interested in?
Just making sure everything is kept safe, kept clean. That's one of the biggest things I hear is, we want the streets clean, we want the streets safe. So making sure we keep our sheriff's department manned and staffed, make sure we keep it equipped. They've been having massive troubles right now with their vehicles. And it's not necessarily that they don't have the money for the vehicles, they just can't get their hands on the vehicles that they need. So I think they're down to like 5 patrol cars right now, and that's just something we need to work on. But it's not just our county that's having that issue, it's nationwide right now. Well, police departments, sheriff departments, fire departments, they're just having problems getting the vehicles that they need. But most people I talk to, they're wanting just a clean, safe environment to raise their families in.
So they want to focus on crime?
Yes. Making sure the crime stays down, the street seats are cleaned up, the street seats are lit. Like one of my areas out there in Eastridge, it's a really old neighborhood. So the street lights are pretty much only on the corners, but the block is like a 4-block long street. So you got, basically 3 blocks that's not lit up. And then also the vehicles will be going really fast down the street because there's no speed bumps, there's no curves, there's no stop signs. So they just got, basically a 4-block length that they'll be running down, speeding down there, and that concerns a lot of the residents.
Is that within the city limits, or is
It's
that
within the city limits?
So
basically
would that be
between
a city
Emerald
issue?
Boulevard, a little bit of city issue, but we can work hand in hand lots of times together to find a lot of resolutions. Whether it's having the constable or the sheriff department patrol a little bit more often, working with our counterparts in the city to see if they can patrol the areas more often. Maybe it's putting in stop signs. Maybe it's putting in the your little trailers that have the speed limit signs on them, or they got the radar on them in the community, moving them around more often. Just being visible stops a lot of that stuff.
So does any part of Precinct 2 lap outside the city limits, or
No,
is it
Precinct
all
2 all
within,
stays within the city limits.
So it's all within the city limits.
Yes.
And Precinct 3 is the one that goes it's all outside the city
Correct.
limits, right?
Yes.
But so yours is within the city limits.
Yes.
So your function as a county commissioner would be oversight, I guess, of the county.
Correct. Oversight. You're working with the budget each year. You're looking at the tax rate each year. Your department heads, making sure they have the tools that they need. Making decisions. If, like a while back, somebody was looking at an easement coming in and out of some property and getting it turned over from county property into theirs because it was a long time a different road. It's no longer being maintained, and they were wanting to regain control of it and stuff like that.
So you'd work with the other 3 commissioners and the county judge, overseeing all the department heads within the county. That's
Correct.
Pretty much what the county commissioner's role is. Is there any main issue that you've seen that you think that the voters need to be aware of, that you want to focus on?
Well, one of the big things I want to look at is just keeping the area clean, look at improvement. So one of the big things I want to really be looking at is you're going to have Route 66 100-year birthday coming up. And Route 66 does run through all 4 precincts of Potter County, starting out there in Precinct 3 where it first comes in at Emerald Boulevard. Then it enters at Emerald Boulevard there in my Precinct 2, runs through downtown, through 6th Street, through 9th Street, and back out the boulevard on the west side of town. We're going to have the 100-year birthday in 2026 of Route 66. And also in my precinct, Emerald Boulevard, it needs a lot of love as it's just been neglected. It hasn't been given no attention in many, many years. And a lot of citizens, you have over 1 million people traveling Route 66 every year just through Amarillo. So you're looking at people coming in here spending tax money on sales tax. You're staying the night in hotels, eating in restaurants, getting fuel before you leave town or when you come in town. So there's a lot of revenue that we can get and keep them here, and then give them activities to do so they don't just stay in 2 to 3 hours. Get them here for the day, get them here for 2 days. Whether it's going to Palo Duro Canyon, going to the movie theaters, there's a lot of activities to do in this area. They just got to know about it. But with Route 66, you got Emerald Boulevard, it's actually 4 streets. So you're looking at Business I-40, you're looking at Route 66, Highway 60, and Emerald Boulevard. So there's a lot of resources that we can pull from both nationally and state, and then of course here locally with the city also to make improvements upon that. Because crime doesn't like light, it doesn't like beautification. If things look nice, usually people will keep it nice. And that hasn't been done for a very long time on that part of town.
Yeah, all the money seems to go to other places, it
Yes.
seems like. Yeah. And then one of your roles, you have the fire department background, but one of the major roles of the county is to maintain I don't think people realize how important that their county fire
Yes.
and rescue is, because they think, well, I live within the city limits, but if I headed to Boys Ranch or Channing or Dalhart or Dumas and you're in a wreck,
Mm-hmm.
it's the county
Right.
that's going to be the one scraping you off the pavement.
Correct. And also with the fires that we get out in the county, a lot of times the quicker response and the better response you can get to that, the lot less damage and possibly even life that you can save by having that proper fast response, having the trained personnel to do it. And that's one thing they did do this year is they were able to get 6 more firemen put into the budget for full-time firemen there at Potter County. So we'll be up to 12 firemen. That's one thing I've been looking at also. Before I got on the city, I was a volunteer out at Randall County, and that was been about 17 years ago, and they had 3 paid personnel at the time. Randall County now has 27 paid firemen. Potter County at the same time had 3, and they're just now getting up to 12 this past budget season. So there's a lot of room for growth, and a lot of that stuff does have to be looked at. And is this what we need? Is this budget friendly? Is it a wise use of the money? Like I said, having the strong sheriff department and strong fire department, especially for the rural part of the county, is very important.
Well, that's people don't understand how important something like that is until they need it and it's not there.
Right.
Well, that's good. Do you have a website?
I do have a website. It's going to be blair4commissioner.com. I'm also on Facebook under that, Blair 4 Commissioner. And then I'm on Instagram as that, and I'm also on TikTok as that. So lots of social media outlets and my website.
So if people want to find out more, they can go to blair4commissioner.com.
Yes, sir.
And find you on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And is your phone number available on there?
It's on my website.
So people can get a hold of you if they want a yard sign or
if you want to just talk to me and ask me questions.
Or send you money.
Or send me money. It's greatly needed right now.
Yeah. So, and you have an opponent.
I do have a Democratic opponent. He was appointed the day before Thanksgiving. So that's when I started to run back in late August, early September last year when the previous sitting commissioner, Mercy, resigned. She was moving, so she stepped down. And that's when I made my decision to run at that point in time.
Well, that's all very good. Anything else you want to tell the voters as to why they should choose you over a Democrat?
I just believe, one, I'm very conservative in my beliefs. I believe I'm very good at studying, looking at the subject at hand, not just make a decision because I'm told by somebody else that's what I need to make. I believe in doing my research. I believe in giving it this due diligence. With my business experience, I believe I can make wise decisions on budgets and managing personnel. And then with my fire department and military background, I think I understand working with different teams, working with departments, and getting everybody together as one. Moving in the correct direction.
Very good. All right. Is there anything else you want to tell the voters?
Come November 8th, I would literally just love your support. And if I don't have your vote yet, I'd love to earn it. Just contact me, and I'd love to meet you in person if need be and answer any questions you might have.
Very good. And you can pick up your signs at our GOP headquarters at 4217 Southwest 21st, along with their Abbott sign.
Yes.
If they live in the 200s, support Blair Shaffer.
Yes, sir.
He's our nominee, and we need a good conservative on the commission.
Yes.
Very good. Well, thanks for coming in, Blair.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Mm-hmm. Bye-bye.